Bees Spotlight.
The Indian HiFin barb are somewhat rare, small, attractive and rather timid barbs that can make an ideal addition to any nano or well-planted aquarium that houses other small temperate species. However, these barbs are not recommended for the general community aquarium because of their small size and delicate nature. The Indian HiFin barb is often mistaken for the drapefin barb, but they are significantly smaller and easy to differentiate to the trained eye. Ideal tank mates for Indian HiFin barbs could include other nervous dwarf barbs such as the 8-banded false barb, the golden dwarf barb, and the beautiful butterfly barb, as well as other small cyprinids such as Chili rasboras, Vietnamese cardinal minnows, and smaller danios such as the dwarf spotted danio. You can also house these barbs with the smaller tetras, Corydoras catfish, and Ottocinclus. However, it would be best if you did not keep these barbs with larger, aggressive, or more boisterous fish. Otherwise, they will be intimidated and easily outcompeted as they are very slow feeders. Indian HiFin barbs are shoaling fish that develop a distinguishing hierarchy, and rival males will display some exciting sparring behaviour in captivity. Therefore, it would be best to maintain these fish in a group of 8 or more individuals, making sure the aquarium is decorated so that many broken lines of sight are provided. It would be best if you did not keep these fish singly, in small groups or in cramped conditions, otherwise they can become withdrawn and dominant fish may bully subdominant fish to death. The Indian HiFin barb would thrive in a well-decorated aquarium with plenty of aquatic vegetation and woody structures of bogwood or driftwood. It would also benefit your barbs if you added some floating plants to decrease the light entering the aquarium. The water flow and filtration should be relatively gentle, and the substrate should ideally be soft, as these barbs have tiny sensory bristles on the lower jaw which they use when grazing. Indian HiFin barbs have silvery bronze bodies and relatively large scales. These fish also have a stunning transparent dorsal fin contrasted with significant black markings across the top edge of the dorsal. In addition, these fish have red ventral fins and a black spot on the anal fin which develops as they mature. Indian HiFin barbs are endemic to Nepal, India and Bangladesh, where you will find them in the Ganges and Brahmaputra river drainage in the states of West Bengal and Odisha. These fish also occur in Thailand, Myanmar and southern India's Western Ghats Mountains. These fish inhabit slow-flowing, clear waters in creeks, ditches, ponds, streams and canals with dense and overhanging vegetation. Indian HiFin barbs are not particularly fussy and will accept good quality dried foods of a suitable size. However, it would be best not to feed them this exclusively. Providing these barbs with daily meals of small, live, frozen and freeze-dried foods such as Artemia, Daphnia and Tubifex will result in the best health and more vibrant coloration of your fish. It will also help encourage your fish to come into breeding conditions. It is relatively simple to differentiate between male and female Indian HiFin barbs. The males grow slightly larger than the females, are a tad more colourful and have an extended dorsal fin. In contrast, the females are smaller, duller and are generally deeper bodied than the males. Indian HiFin barbs are egg scatterers that may often spawn in a heavily planted aquarium. However, if you would like to increase the yield of fry, a more controlled approach will be required. You can still condition the adults together, but you should also set up a separate breeding tank. The breeding tank will need to contain a fair amount of Java moss or a couple of spawning mops to give the barbs somewhere to scatter their eggs. Filtration is not essential, but you can use a small air-powered sponge filter if you prefer. Introducing a single pair of well-conditioned adult fish to the breeding tank would be best. However, make sure you transfer them slowly to avoid stressing your fish unnecessarily. If the barbs like the conditions in the breeding tank, they will start to spawn. Once spawning has begun, it should continue at irregular intervals daily. At this point, the plants or spawning mops become extra helpful as they offer a place for the females to hide if they need to escape the attentions of the over-eager male. When the fish have finished spawning, you should remove the adults, otherwise they will predate the eggs. The incubation period for the eggs is temperature dependent, but they usually hatch between 24 and 36 hours later. The fry will initially feed on their yolk sac for a couple of days, then once the entire yolk sac has been consumed and the fry has become free swimming, you can then provide them with paramecium or other microscopic foods. As the babies develop, you can give them baby brine shrimp and microworm.